Hey, haven't you already played OneShot before? Yes, but... Well, if you saw the previous series, I think you can understand why I want to redo it. Anyway, OneShot, the story of a hapless child bringing light back to a dying world. It is a... I guess I would call it exploration game with some puzzle elements, but really, it is mostly about the story. Very standard keyboard controls because this is a very RPG Maker game, as you'll see very quickly. And despite the fact that you can put it in full screen, I am not recording in full screen. This is actually just like a display capture specifically on the window. Look, here's my mouse right here. There will be reasons for that soon enough. Oh boy, I can't wait to see how much I utterly fail at remembering what the actual controls are in this. I did play it once, but that was like 2 years ago. So yeah, yes, as you can tell immediately, this is very much your standard sort of RPG Maker type gameplay. You got grid-based, you got the, walking around, interacting with stuff. No turn-based battling, though, thankfully. Probably for the best. Ain't traveling anywhere. Notes are just the controls. Yeah. Oh, come on, you have to go through the whole rigmarole every single time. And I could probably turn it on to default run. That's the only thing I would think I would actually change here, but I'm going to keep it at walk because, hey, nice leisurely, slow game. As you can tell immediately waking up in a room escape type of scenario. It's very old school Flash game style start. I mean, given that it is RPG Maker, that's no real surprise here. Like that. I mean, hey, this is basically an adventure game. You pick up everything that's not nailed down. Gasp, whose eyes could those possibly... Okay, anyway. Very standard room escape type of thing. And even though I do have some items right now, how do I actually open that up? Here we are. Can't really combine a television remote and a dry branch very well. Although I can look at the television remote, which is I think what I want to do right now. I cannot remember the controls. Zero, 6, 5, and 7. And also the color. So 0, 6, 5, 7, red, blue, yellow, green. 0, 6, 5, 7, red, blue, yellow, green. Because obviously, if you have a computer, you're going to be inputting some sort of password. Which I already forgot. Oh well. Okay, I just opened up Notepad. I'm going to be recording all the puzzle elements here because, hey, you know what any good adventure game needs? 1, MS Paint drawings, and 2, Notepad open at all times. I mean, it's a pretty traditional thing. Even all the way back when I was playing Celeste, I was 6. I was like recording stuff in there when it was relevant, which was only one time in the game, but you know what I'm saying. And yellow is 5. I did. Hi. Because there's not really too much else to interact with in here. Yes, and see, that's exactly what I was talking about, where I wanted to have the display capture rather than just capturing the game itself. Because yep, this is a meta game. It is very much like your Underd Tales or your Stanley'd Parables, but I don't know. I don't really like when you do the whole like Blender pitch for a game immediately. I feel like that puts some expectations on it that are pretty hard to match. That said, comparing this to Undertale is very apt. I mean, Yume Nikki, same thing because of the whole, like, RPG Maker aspect, but I think even like Undertale was back in the day. And I have played through what you could call the first shot of this game, but let me tell you, by the end game, you don't really get a whole lot of mysteries solved, which is why I'm still going into this relatively blind, I guess you could say. All right, well, let's get that thing lit up, first off. Yeah, somehow I don't think Nico is old enough to drink, period. Much less would want to drink something you find in a mysterious something. A lot of very simple type of puzzle solving for right now. But hey, it's going to get a lot more frustrating later, especially as it starts to get into some of the more meta aspects of the game. You know, I did say that I'm doing this mostly blind, but also the first time that I played the game, I did maybe spend like 40 minutes going through the game files to the tune of build mode 3 from the original Sims, if I remember correctly. Good stuff, good stuff. And what did I pick up? Basement key. Because can't go out the door just yet. Try as you might. You require a very, a whoopee cushion, I guess. No, it's a light bulb. Did you see the opening screen? This game's very much all about the light bulbs. It's not just because of Nico's incredible glowing eyes. I mean, he is like a cat man. It's like Catman John here. Not that cats actually have glowing eyes, but you know what I'm saying. Cutscenes in this game are very cute. A large light bulb. It's the sun. Told you, bringing light back to an etc. I mean, not that you couldn't figure that out within the first 5 seconds. The computer man was pretty clear about that. I'm a big fan of the very unusual flames coming from that. It's a good animation. Well, toss that thing right in there. Did you jump out of a server? I don't know. I mean, if I was guessing, given a lot of... Well, I'll get to speculation a little bit later on. Quite the tower. It's just like playing a Megami Tensei game. Fast travel is going to be very important because this is quite the expansive area and, well, expansive right until you get to the end and then it just drops off into an expanse. But yeah, walking through each of these places is not the most interesting thing most of the time. I got that good music in the background. I think the most famous track from this is called On Little Cat Feet, which is also the name of the developer, reference to the Carl Sandburg poem. I mean, it makes sense, you know, given that you are playing as Nico the Catman, my actual human son, Nico. Just a lot of robots and what's left of them. I take it you're a robot, given that you are speaking with capital letters on every one of your words. I do like that It's like literally a robot here to like explain the plot of the game to you. Sanity's Requiem? I can understand that. That game, let me tell you, did not turn out super great. Well, maybe by the end, but not for a lot of the characters. Yeah, how do you just, like, peace on out of here? Here, you take this light bulb and deal with it. I gotta get out. Yep, exposition robot. I mean, it's a weirdly clunky, yet also at the same time, like, clever way. Because, hey, if you have somebody that comes literally from another world, yes, this is Isekai, you'd probably have a lot of questions. Yeah, my name is Kyle. Censored that in the first one, but everybody knows now. Just look it up on Steam, I guess. You got quite the schlubby, unimpressive god, let me tell you. Especially considering that I have, you know, maybe reset this game more than a few times. Yeah, it's supposed to be one of those games where it saves all of your progress and everything like that, but, yeah. Hey, I mean, you could contact me as much as you want. I can go in and redraw your image, your avatar there. I could delete the game again. You know, you just gotta kind of say it to the void. Yeah, that's me. You can have him call you a different name, but I mean, there are like some fun Easter eggs if you put in like mom or dad or something gross. I think I saw when I was perusing the files for an outrageously long time. But no. We'll just keep it like this. Shouldn't have called my computer that. I shouldn't have called my computer my actual name. Now things are pretty not great, clearly. Well, not now. Got a big old light bulb here, all ready to go. As far as I know, I don't... Wait, did I think I just kind of asked about everything. Right? Got about, like, the world and everything like that. Yes, and that's why there is going to be exactly 3 episodes to this entire series. Well, with a 4th one for second to shot, I suppose. Because as far as I know, you can't do everything in one go. Or at least I tried to, and couldn't really be doing that. But each one, you know, as you do in a video game, is kind of like your various different worlds that you encounter and everything like that. You got anything else to say after that? No, yeah, I can. I mean, there's a lot of robots, and by a lot, I mean one that's still active. Tame, the word that you're going to be seeing an awful lot in this game. Yeah, but it's okay, though. Yeah, but it's fine, though. There's no time. There's a little bit more lore. Like I said, basically the entire game, there's not a whole lot of... I'm not really going to be getting any Smokin' Six stylish combos in this, so I might as well... That is... Why is the strange house part of the prophecy? So I might as well get all the lore that I possibly can. Yeah, it was just built to, you know, tell people about the prophecy. And one more thing. What is up with that tower? Because it is tall to a pretty silly degree. Allowed? Oh no, I already am well aware of what to do. It's just, you know. Oh, this house. This house in particular really caught me at the start. Because I can't really see this on my screen. I'm sure you can probably see this on YouTube, but you can just walk forward. That took me so long. Very large electromagnetic field. Seems like that would be harder to do than just make a battery. I do believe that right over here... No, not that. No, from what I remember, doesn't it... Huh. I thought it said that specifically it was for the prophecy bot out there, but I guess not. Alright, so I'm looking for some sort of rectangle-shaped object. Of which being, you know, a lot of sprite work in this game, no surprise that probably going to be seeing a lot of that stuff, as I am right now. What is a... Wait a second, hold up. If your sun is a light bulb at the top of a giant tower, what does a year mean? Now your sun is... I mean, like, if I walked around the entirety of the Barrens, would that be considered a year? 10 days. I don't think we're going to be... need to worry about that amount of time. Oh, yeah, this was something that I brought up the first time I played the game. Isaac Asimov's 3 Laws of Robotics. Isaac Asimov, a writer, came up with those ideas for... I like... Okay, this is great. Little, like, colored pencil type of drawing here. Just a bunch of rings. Well, anyway, Isaac Asimov came up with three laws of robotics and then wrote a ton of stories talking about how they don't work. And yet people still take them seriously in terms of writing stories involving robots. His own Foundation series, like, just spent so long. Anyway. The Incident. Well, nobody else is working here unless a robot wrote that now. Things do get a lot less barren overall in the future, but doesn't really get any less gloomy and desperate. Okay, so if I need some phosphor, just gotta go look for a big old bubbled up part there. All right, and that's pretty much that. So so I think all I got to do right now is basically just wander around. There is stuff all around here. And like I said, it gets more compact with time, but the Barrens is kind of like the largest area, and I want to say, like, probably the place I'm going to be spending the most time in overall. A lot of phosphor shrimp hanging around in here. And then one of the artists apparently was having some fun. Good times. Like the little little footsteps Nico is leaving behind. Very Metal Gear Solid. What are these footprints here? But first, it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. No, I definitely did not see any codes at all. Except for the one that I already know what it is, but I'm not going to type that one in. I feel like that would be a little unfair. Even though, you know, I could. It'd be very easy to, really. Is that supposed to be like water down there where all the phosphorus shrimp are living? Or is that just like what the void looks like? Yeah, it looks like a lot of purple gas. Which, given the general look of this area, I think is pretty much expected. Yeah. I do like RPG Maker games. I have talked about this in the past, especially when I was starting up the No Delivery series, which I still have not yet done, and is probably going to happen after I do OneShot. But basically, I just think it's like you get some interesting games that like a lot of larger companies would not really make. Also, this looks like a boss fight, even though I know there aren't any boss fights in this game. It's surrounded by a bunch of clovers. Gigantic earth-moving machinery around here. But yeah, stuff like Yume Nikki is a strange game, for example, that really kind of bucks a lot of the trends that you think of a video game being. I always think about like old survival horror games before the indie scene really took off. Stuff like Rule of Rose, for example, is a game where the main character is not a combatant, and yet she's forced to do combat, and they give her just the most pathetic, terrible, like, hey, you look pretty boxy. They give her just the most pathetic, terrible, like, swings possible, but hey, it's a video game, so it has to have combat. Stuff like this, for example, it's like you get some puzzly stuff, but it is really mostly a lot of just kind of like references. It's mostly a lot of just like areas you wander around and talk to characters in. Yeah, Nico talks a lot about not actually being a cat. He's a cat. You also got like cat whiskers and stuff. Your hat, I assume, is hiding your actual ears. I'm really not entirely sure. Look, if Nico knew how to do that, I would probably just make him do it. Oh, he wouldn't do it himself. I would make him do it. Because as always, any sort of a character that I have control over, I torture immediately in video games. Unprobable. Yeah, I mean, otherwise it would fall over immediately. It's a pretty wacky thing. Hey, can you show me around the I don't know, the mines over there? The way that this game works makes me think that it's like it should be more of like a metaphorical thing, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. Anything else? Wait, what about the whole like whatever. Tamed once again, which I guess is, you know, like, I I think last time I kind of talked about it like, hey, it might be a... Why would a robot need to sleep? Well, I guess as presumably whoever the previous head engineer was actually like lived here and slept in there too. But anyway, yeah, I think like the last time it's Sans and all his friends. The last time that I played the game, I thought of like taming as being like basically gaining sapience. I think that if you had like a specific type of learning algorithm that, you know, having people like talk to a robot for enough time, it starts to gain more human-like attributes. It's probably a very involved process. And robots, yes. I think I saw a movie about that once called Robot Cop. I never actually saw Robot Cop. Also, like, what is she going to be doing with it? Yeah, gee, I wonder. Got him. Yep, and I will force you to do many more terrible things over the course of this. At least that's the assumption. I don't really know exactly how this playthrough is going to go. Maybe it'll be a little bit different. Maybe it'll be a lot more something. There's certainly a lot of things that I never really got good closure on the last time I played the game, and I do know, obviously looking through all the game files, I do have a pretty good idea of like some stuff that's going to be happening because I looked through all the game files, you understand. I want to get up to the piece of paper. I guess it's just right over here then. Being so dark, it's a little bit difficult to figure out what's going on. Also, this game is played in like a window that's like 640 by 480. It is super tiny. But hey, it's important for, you know, the whole metagame aspect that's going to be eventually coming up here. Slowly right now, but it builds up more and more over time. As it is, I might as well get all the other fast travel areas in here and then start figuring out where else I'm going. I guess this is considered the cliffs. Okay, fine. Give me the entrance because I think going north from here is kind of the last area that I have to check out. You know, for being like a sort of adventure, puzzly type of game, not as much stuff not nailed down as I was expecting. I was kind of hoping that I would have a lot more going on around here. Speaking of which, probably shouldn't be touching that. I don't really know what... I guess all these terminals would be to, like, something with the robots, but the robots seem to be self-sufficient for the most part, at least programming-wise. It's just, you know, maybe you need that for other stuff. Yeah, it's me. I assume this is one of the titular robots. I don't... Why am I struggling so much with this just ridiculous portmanteau? It's not like it's very difficult to figure out what the joke is supposed to be here. Don't tell that to me in the first playthrough. Anyway. All the way back here. Oh, it's Phillips head. Good. I hate flathead screwdrivers. The only thing those things are good for is like opening up cans of paint. Phillips head? Oh, you can use that on pretty much anything. Anything that is a, you know. Hey, it's me. Anything that is, you know, not a flathead screwdriver. One of those hex-headed screwdrivers. What is the deal with those things? And what's the deal with airline food? Oh, they're trying to keep out of it. Why don't they serve it anymore? Oh, yeah. One of the easiest ways to just... Come on. Come on. It'd be funny. Look, if I was on stream right now, people would be begging you to do that, Nico. Trust me. Hey, I don't have to worry about this. I'm on the other side of the computer screen, much like that other... yeah, maybe like all the various machinery around there is... single yike. Maybe all the machinery around there is just, you know, intended to power up that one computer guy. Because that is clearly some sort of meaningful character. I am going to be having another fun meeting with him soon enough. Given that there is clearly a computer right here. Doesn't work right now because there's no power, but hey, just a matter of time, really. But yeah, I was saying a little bit earlier that it's like, I do like the idea of having you know, like, very tiny, easy to make games in terms of, like, using RPG Maker or Game Maker, or a lot of other, like, hacks I know are also pretty... Yep. Hacks are also, like, something that you see an awful lot. It's like there's you get a lot of original type of ideas in there, just because you don't have to be very in tune with, like, the industry and, you know, require a huge group of people to be able to make that. Which is why I like games like this, and I'm usually, like, very interested in playing a whole bunch of them, because they're different in a way. And kind of like I was talking about when I was playing Puss back in the day, that it's like I am somebody that's so jaded, seen everything around here. Yes, need some gas masks, I suppose. Yeah, I'm like a jaded person, and I always like seeing some new stuff, even if it's kind of like rough around the edges in some ways. And that's going to help out. I mean, I hope you got some ones that are suited to cat bases, because otherwise we're going to have some issues. Oh, yeah. Fast travel. Don't forget about fast travel. I'm probably going to Lookout Point. Yes. Yes? Maybe. I do know that I need to eventually get into this cavern, because, as always with video game, you don't introduce a... Oh, here we go. You don't introduce a shotgun on the mantle in Act 1 to not enter the cave later. Getting some adult supervision. Yep. It's a cave. Give me this. I do like that apparently Nico is in fact saying all of this stuff out loud. I don't know, might just also be a broken camera. Whatever, man. Screwed in, you say? No, not the screwdriver. Yeah, we need a new lens for the broken battery, you understand? And hey, if it's solar powered. Seems... Really? It says explicitly that it's solar powered, then lasts for 10 days and whatever. You have it literally right next to the sun. I would think so. Maximum power. I don't know what that faint yellow glow is. I mean, the thing is, the way... Things that glow yellow, certainly this was not something that I saw in my first playthrough, but it's like the things that glow yellow in this game are, well, the sun, Nico's eyes. Is he looking at himself? Is there a giant mirror over there? Is there something else? Is it that green light from The Great Gatsby? Who knows? As far as I know, it's not something that I'm going to be able to see anytime soon. No idea who she's talking about, but you'll find out eventually. Well, that's pretty much all I'm going to be able to do here. Silba ain't gonna let me go any farther, so I guess maybe that will be something to save for the second shot. Because yeah, all your progress is saved, but it's also not very difficult to just go into app data and clear that out after all. As you do. It took me so long to figure out you can just walk in here. I had the battery and everything, and I'm like, where do I use this battery? And 2 hours later, it's like, oh, there's a door in here. Neato. I do believe that means that, well, a lot of the robots are going to be up and walking around. I can't walk. I'd like to think that I had a good part in solving the whole process, but I don't really know exactly how that goes. Obviously, talking to the computer is going to make something happen, but first off, let's see if there's any other robots that are kind of wandering around. I suppose not. Or at least if they are, they're not really close to the main area here. Oh well. Hey, you. Oh no, I guess not. Wake up in a strange house. I'm guessing that house is going to have some sort of meaning in the future. But it's just kind of like a dark house and then you popped out of a server. I mean, that and everything with, like, how the whole game works and the way that there's this giant tower around here and everything, too. It's like, it makes me wonder if this is, like... this is kind of what I was going to say before. It's like, if this is supposed to be some sort of, like, computer simulation or whatever. And Nico is just in VR. The future of VR. Going into this world. Yep. The one in the thing. I do, in fact. So yeah, what is that? Well, I'm just going to go into my documents. I don't even know what all of this is. QT? Yeah, huh? What was I even doing here? Whatever. Darkest dungeon, apparently. Well, anyway, what are all these things doing in here? Sadness? What is this? 2017? What is this? Anyway. You. Three 62032. Yeah, no. I've already seen the thing. Yep. There we go. See, I knew having this like right on the desktop was going to be useful. Anyway, close that up then. I already forgot the code, by the way. Ah, damn it. Give me 1 second. Here, I'll just put it off with my other stuff. There we go. Good stuff. Significantly corrupted, but I don't know. I've left a journal, which is written in a language that you won't understand. But I can't read the rest of it. Yeah, I can't. It's too distorted. Whatever the message is actually supposed to be saying, I'm supposed to be taking a journal and, opening up that safe. Getting a mask. It says I left you a mask. That's about it. So it's kind of, it's certainly might not be in this world, but it is in a world, I guess. You don't? Didn't you talk to the robot man? This is of course 362032. There we are. Well, I am the god of this world. Had some help with the robot. Well, this was kind of confusing. Look, I can't explain this to you in 5 words. I don't know, man. I mean, can you prove it? I'm sure it's nothing. Well, it looks like it's just a bunch of squares, you know, vibing out. I'm sure it's totally okay. Okay, fine then. From what I remember, the picture that they gave Nico for wearing the mask is pretty cute, so I guess I might as well go use it right now. So the world existing on a computer is slowly being corrupted. Yep, there you go. Is slowly being corrupted by a computer. Or something. I mean, I'm not entirely sure if that computer is actually doing any of this, or if it's just, you know, doing that in one way or another. I have no idea. Alright. More stuff not nailed down. Sounds good. Again, you'll wear them when you have to. Yeah, of course. Hey. How can you tell what's inside? Ah, come on. Well, maybe there is a little bit of gameplay in here. Hi. Cool, cool. And I mean, I did, but there's not really too much else to be doing right now, is there? Oh, well. So I guess that's acidic gas out there, because I don't really know of any other gas around here. Rare form is going to be from the... Rare form is going to be from the bubbled over phosphor containers around here in one way or another. Yet again, another, like, exposition robot, except that one is just here to tell you, you know. Oh, the right tool, you say? And then one more little bit of stuff and something over there that looks like, I don't know, a key card? I don't really think that this is the sort of game that would have key cards in them. I mean, like I was saying, it is ultimately pretty simple. There's not really like too much to it aside from a little bit of problem solving and figuring out where doors appear. That said, there are like, you know, some cool achievements that I can try and get and everything like that, which I did get most of them on the first playthrough, but not really going to be going for it. I'm going to be trying to do what I can, but to be honest, I don't know. This is also one of those games that I feel like I might have already kind of broken a little bit by knowing a little bit too much about how to manipulate save files and everything in games already. Hey, that's an important part when it comes to really trying to... It's an important bit when it comes to trying to like show off everything in a video game, being able to manipulate save files and everything like that. Think about like Environmental Station Alpha, where there was like that one NPC that you could only talk to if you had an invalid spawn point for your save. And there you just like go directly into the save file, type in whatever, and you can talk to him. Not that it's like a very interesting, but it is a unique NPC. Like that sort of deal, along with like figuring out where all the files and everything are saved on your computer, figuring out where all the save files are on your computer, knowing how to just open them up in Notepad and figuring out that a lot of stuff is saved as plain text. You know how it goes. It's the sort of thing where I could have just got that crown immediately in Environmental Station Alpha, but, you know. Nope. So the squares are around here, even aside from Nico's interference, which I guess is good to know that I'm not the one kind of inserting those into the world, but, you know... I mean, certainly it's like, yeah, like the decay of the world being represented by... Yeah. Robots and big ships. Don't think I ever actually see any big ships. So I guess that... Oh, you. Hey. Having the I guess, light bulb symbol on its chest, like a lot of other robots do. Oh, cool. Profit bot. Yep, that's what it is. Single word. All right, then. Not really too much else to do here. I mean, it's just the residential... Just the residential area. Anyway. Yes, I did. Nico, finally moving up in the world. Dormitory today, a whole house tomorrow. I don't actually know where you are bringing this guy around. You don't actually follow him, he just follows you around. I mean, these things are working pretty well so far, although there's not really too much of an indication of how long has passed since the Barrens was evacuated. It's mostly just, I mean, really, the robots can be alive forever, but I think it hasn't been that long. Like, maybe a couple years or something like that. Whatever that means in this world, but it's hard to say. Anyway. Continuing on here to... I honestly don't know what that said. I guess it was just like the dormitory number. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Or... Nah. I said that last time. Yeah. Which, from what I remember, this robot berates you for making fun of robots. And slow pan back down. Good stuff. All right. And you know, I do like kind of like the metagame style of stuff. Being able to, you know, like throw stuff on your computer, like documents in this way. But I do also think that... No. Okay, cool. I don't see a whole lot of holographic stuff around here aside from that. But yeah, I mean, it's like I do like having this like sort of meta aspect to it, but I do also think about like Environmental Station Alpha, which was just more or less a game that was very self-contained, even though it had a lot of weird secrets with it. There's nothing really that you had to go outside of the game to find anything, but it was still very... It still had that feeling nonetheless, I suppose is what I would describe it as. Well, I understand there's eventually going to be some form of... But... Yeah, from what I understand, there's supposed to be some form of sequel to that eventually. I mean, obviously there was games like Baba Is You and Noita that are out now, worked on by the same creator, Hempuli. But I don't know if that is still planned to come out in any way. It was certainly a lot more cleaned up graphics-wise than the first Environmental Station Alpha, but haven't really heard anything about that in a long time. Just seen like a couple GIFs, and that's about it. And... nothing. Just more slow pans. Seems quite dangerous to get into those things, but I mean, hey, you're living in a capsule hotel. The overhead is probably very small. The author Imperative capitalization on author. Might be seeing a little bit more of that guy later. I mean, given that I do have a strange journal. Not like that. Even though I do have a strange journal with the cover of a clover on it, one of the black clovers I've kind of seen already. It's like, I think you can guess that's going to be a important character coming up soon enough. Yeah, things are just getting worse over time. And then that one, which is just non-repairable robot and nothing up there. Okay. Going to be making some great rust-proofing whatever and rubbing down that one robot, because I don't think that there's too much else that I'm going to be doing around here otherwise. To do that, though, got to get a little bit more exploration done. Because as of just yet, I haven't really found a place to get the rare form of blue phosphor just yet. I know there was like something that did explain exactly what phosphor was. I mean, it said that it is a like storage of the previous sun's a light source that stores the energy of the previous sun, but there are like specific versions of it and everything. And I swear, like maybe back in the original Outpost that it said a little bit more about that, but it is a pretty important part of the world that OneShot takes place in. You know, you know what? I'm not going to make a reference. I'm not going to make an Eminem reference right now. Eminem. The Glen. All the others are a little taller so that you'd be able to, I don't know, do something? And like syringe it? No. Now, from what I remember, it's like I'm going to need to kind of make sure that I find everything that's required first. And right now, I am currently in the shrimp swamp. Okay. Not that much of a swamp. Everything just kind of has its own like little pool around here, really. But remembering that there is one that Nico can actually get to, it will be important. Because as you saw in the notes, I'm going to need to combine both gas and... okay, here we go. That's the plan. Hey, look, we're going to need to use this thing soon enough. It's right here. Like, it's not that complicated. I mean, you should... The robots do seemingly have some tunnel vision as far as not looking at what you have in your hands. Alright, well, from what I remember, there was, like... something else I needed? I'm gonna go back to that, I'm gonna go back to the gas thing and see if I can't figure out something. I mean, it's just right up here after all. It's not really too much of a trek or anything like that. I'm gonna go check the outpost and get like the other lore bits that I was missing there. Because like if I'm gonna be combining the filled syringe and the gas, I do believe that I'm gonna require the empty bottle to be filled with stuff. Okay, bottle of smoke, filled syringe. Oh no, for some reason I thought you had to get a cork or something like that. You are not a doctor. I am a doctor. Even though I did not... I guess I could have called myself like Doc or something in the game, but Some bottle of cool acid. I got a sponge, got rubber gloves. I think that's pretty much everything I'm gonna need to get the robot back in working order. A little bit too rusty right now, but shouldn't be too... Hey, can I talk to you again? No, but it shouldn't be too much longer to finally get that working. No, that's just the rules of robotics. There's also the zeroth rule, which is like you have to protect humanity as a whole or something like that. Yeah. Okay, this was the one where you learned about the bubbled over version of it. I guess that was a different area that I was thinking of. Silver being responsible for last year's incident. I don't know if I've ever found out exactly what that is. I would think that probably like taming a robot would come with its own issues. If you know what I'm saying. Like a robot's not really going to know what like human behavior is like at first, and could perhaps cause some problems. That was quick. Oh wait, I guess that was just to get you functional first. As it turns out, already done. Maybe kind of jump the gun on that a little bit. Okay, fine. Combine the bottle of acid with the sponge. Heart emote, I guess. No, it is in fact quite bad. Head engineer, so that just means getting over to Silba, which I keep wanting to call her that because of King of Fighters, basically. What exactly was the area? I think it was Lookout Point, right? Though I'm not quite sure what you're looking out over. It's the point. Oh, sure, you can't understand some basic cleaning solution talk, but navigation circuits being fried was very memorable, Nico. I think Nico's just trying to put on an act here. I mean, that is clearly Nico was a character that is very much designed to be like a cutesy and everything like that. You remember like BioShock Infinite with Elizabeth? Kind of reminds me of that. Although as far as I know, I don't think Nico has nearly as much licentious material made about him. Don't post it in the no, stop. Don't tell me about it if there is. I think that's kind of the difference between like falling in love with Elizabeth versus thinking Nico's pretty cute. Look at that. That's pretty cute. Yeah, what's the deal? I should also should also ask about the journal here too, see if Silva can read it, but it's not. From what I remember, you use that thing quite a bit later. That was a long little thing. Anyway, yeah, you got anything to say about this? Hey, robots can be pretty difficult to beat at chess. really know exactly how it went out. It just kind of went out, did it? I mean, if I was going to take a guess, I would say it's probably the computer seems to be related to magic squares appearing around here. I want to say that's probably, if not the cause of the sun going out, certainly the cause of like the original corruption, because those squares didn't start appearing until I talked to Windows 95. Alright. I think that's all I need, really, to get to the docks and to get into the Glen, the next area. Wait a second. I do still want to ask about, do you have anything to say about this journal? Yeah, hold on to it. It will be important later. Yes, I do remember that. Then the other thing that I wanted to go check was maybe like ProfitBot has something to say about it too. He's kind of the only other character that might have something to might have like other dialogue at all, as far as I can tell. All right, cool. Never mind then. Not a tamed robot, so I guess can't really talk about that too much now, can it? Oh well. Get up here. No, not that. Don't really need to travel. I can just literally go upwards. Take out this amber, and then let's get going to the Glen. Oh, there was one more robot around here. And that's all they got to say. All right. Oh, no, it was just a little bit farther up here more. Hey, robot, let's get out of here. Yes? I don't know where you would, to be honest. Also, it's been like an hour. Oh. Yeah, I guess that's convenient. I kind of vaguely remembered that this was up here. So I played the game for 8 hours, eh? I guess you can't. No, yeah, you can see that. Anyway. Would I recommend this to other players? Yeah, I'm here. Yep, in fields of wheat. I believe that in Spartacus, that was what they described heaven like, which is, oh boy. Yes, thank you, myself. No, I live in a third, entirely separate world to everything else. It's a secret. Can't let that information go for free. Yes. All right. Go talk the rowboat and get out of here. I still am saying it wrong. Anyway. Uh-huh. It's a very clever way to do the whole dump everything unnecessary out of your inventory. Aw, come on. Keep the gas mask. It's cool. You didn't need to throw them, like, literally into the... Okay. Yeah, it's got the very RGB color going on. That's going to be a theme throughout the entire game. Because, you know, the robots and computers and stuff. All right, and that will do it for, like, part 1 of OneShot, part 1 shot of OneShot. Next time, I'm going to be checking out the Glen.